I believe it's the great depth we all have at every position. We always got young players able to step up and be able to fill those shoes in if someone get nicked up, banged a bruise, and have to miss a game or so.
Coach Fisher kind of says it's like a next man up mentality. Is that really kind of the mentality of those second and third string guys, knowing I'm getting the reps in practice? If it's my number's called, I'm going to come up and do it.
Definitely, because you never know when a teammate may go down or get hurt, so you always got to be alert and prepared to be able to step up and contribute when it's your time and your number get called.
Roberto's become quite a weapon for this team. How much confidence do you guys have knowing that if you get to basically around the 35-yard line, regardless what happens, you're almost guaranteed 3 points?
Right. We got all the confidence in the world in Roberto. We know if we get around that area that it's a no-brainer that he's going to knock them through. So the whole team, we definitely have a lot of confidence in Roberto.
And he was also really excited after the game about that tackle he got.
Yeah.
See, he mentioned that, about how excited he was to get that tackle?
Well, I didn't hear him mention it. He probably did, but I overheard someone talking to him, or we were talking about it, about him playing linebacker earlier in high school, so I guess he kind of showed off his little skills a little bit.
You got Syracuse coming up this week. What do you know about them so far, and traveling all the way up to New York and playing in the Dome?
Right. So far, we know they are a great team, and they bring a lot of blitz. So we got to be really prepared and really fundamental sound, and we just got to be ready to play like every Saturday.
I know so many people, when you talk to fans, they get so much excited about that Notre Dame game the next week in Tallahassee in the primetime game. How do you guys not look ahead of that game and make sure your focus is solely on Syracuse?
Because you can only focus at one thing at a time. You can't worry about Notre Dame game when we got Syracuse this week. It's just that's adding a bunch of clutter that we really don't need. So we try to talk to each other. Coach preaches to us, stay focused on the main thing. And right now the main thing is getting prepared for Syracuse, and that's how we go about it.
Were you impressed with what Hofeld was able to do on Saturday, to come in so quickly and in his first snaps and play as well as he did?
Definitely, because like I said, we got great depth in every position, and that we needed him, and center's a big role that he actually came in and executed well. So I believe he did a good job on his part.
It's kind of a bad news, good news situation. Bad news, Carlos is dinged up, but then for you and Dalvin, that could mean more reps and more carries. Does that, regardless of the situation, does that excite you guys to have that possible opportunity to go out there and get more touches?
It definitely does, but at the end of the day, you got to be humble about it, and you got to look at it just like it's another game, But it does get you kind of more excited in the inside that you know that you're going to be able to take more reps or get in the rhythm of things a little bit more. But like I said, you got to look at it how you do every week. It's just one game that you got to always prepare for your best and do what you can do your best.
About 4 questions for you. After seeing all the upsets in college football on Saturday, how do you make sure that doesn't happen to you at Syracuse?
How do we make sure that doesn't happen to us at Syracuse? Just preparing like we always do. We prepare like Florida State football, and we go out and execute playing Florida State football, and hopefully that's what can bring us through how we always have, and despite the upsets, get away from that.
And what impresses you or jumps out at you when you look at Syracuse?
I would say that they're a blitzing team. They're a blitzing team, and they really do what they do well, and that's blitz. So that's one thing that jumps out at me.
Okay. What is the biggest difference in this year's team compared to last year?
I could say we had a lot more vocal leaders than we do last year than we do this year. This year we have tons of talent. I believe we got more talent than we had this year than we had last year. It's just we lead by example on this team instead of all the vocal leaders like we had in Telvin Smith and Joyner and all those players.
Okay. And finally, as a player, what were your thoughts on upset Saturday last week when you heard and saw what happened?
I really don't buy into it too much, but like I was telling the boys at the beginning of the season, and like Jimbo, Coach Fisher said today, that any team can lose on any Saturday. Any team is college football, and we're starting to realize that now.